I realized how vulnerable our income is as a performer. Three things specifically. Number one, these are three massive problems, and if you identify with some of these right now, some of the tips and things I'm going to share from James Wedmore and his Business by Design program will really help you. But the things that I realized is all of our income opportunities are controlled by gatekeepers, casting directors, booking agents, producers, uh, gatekeepers. So I wasn't really in a position to just go out and make something happen. I was sitting back on my heels, waiting for an email from an agent, from a casting director, from a producer, telling me I had booked a gig or telling me that I had an opportunity to audition. And all of that in a highly competitive winner takes all environment. It's not the easiest way to make a living in the first place, as evidenced by all the actors out there who are working restaurants or unrelated soul sucking Joe jobs. It's challenging. And it is an environment where 500 people audition, only one horse gets the win and gets the money. Yeah, there's some second place consolation of okay, you did a good job, a casting director, you're on their radar, or production liked what you did, but they weren't able to use you. But ultimately, all of our income is controlled by gatekeepers, and only one person gets the job. Number two is all of my work at that time, pre-pandemic, it depended on me trading time for money, which meant my income is limited by a couple things. The number of days in the year that I could book a show or be on set. And there's only so many hours in a day. And anyone working an hourly wage job, you can't scale that income beyond a certain point. Yeah, you work 60 hours, 80 hours, 100 hours, 120 hours, but you got to sleep sometime. You got to enjoy yourself sometime. So it was really limited by time, and everything was trading time and money, which is not scalable. And then the other thing is all of my income, the number three is all of my income was location dependent, meaning I had to show up in a physical location to a gig to deliver my performance on stage or on set and then get paid, which meant you have to travel, you have travel expenses. Also means schedule conflicts come up where maybe there's an opportunity for you to make money, but you can't be there because you have another show there, and logistically it just doesn't work out. So you're missing out on financial opportunities. Traveling is great. I love to travel. Some people don't want to travel, but if you got to be there for the gig and you got to be on set. So in short, what I realized after the pandemic or mid-pandemic was my income as an actor and a comedian was not scalable and massively dependent and limited by factors that were outside of my control. I didn't have any control over my income. It was just emails coming in, and then I had to go somewhere to get the money. And so I realized halfway through 2021 that I needed to pivot. And that's a word we heard a lot. We heard restaurants doing that, businesses doing it, yoga studios going to online studios, gyms going to online, everybody pivoting, meaning, shit, I can't do what I used to do. I got to change. I got to evolve. I got to grow. So my pivot, one of the biggest things that I did is in June of 2021, I made a huge leap to take back some control of my career and my income. And I made an investment in myself and in my business and ultimately in my future by enrolling in James Wedmore's Business by Design program. And I want to tell you briefly about that program, and I'm going to talk about some of my results and how it can help you. We're going to share some training at the end of this episode that you can get access to right away. And this is for all the actors out there, for all the comedians out there, whether you've started a side hustle, whether you have an interest in starting a side hustle, or maybe this is just business tips and tips that will help you develop as a performer and as a comedian. And if we have people out there watching that aren't performers, maybe you've always wanted to start your own business. And so that's how this info will apply to you. But what Business by Design is, it's a rapid growth system containing the complete roadmaps, or as James likes to call them, the Lego instruction manuals that I've used to start, grow, and scale our comedy production company, Laughing Vikings. It's also helped us start, grow, and scale our online membership, Actors Audition Club. And what Business by Design does, it provides these step-by-step playbooks for all aspects and phases of your digital business and your digital business building journey. So I enrolled in June 2021. One of the first things that I did after joining is I binge listened to James's Mind Your Money series, which wasn't even part of the core training program. It was a bonus course that James threw in as a little extra incentive. and it's designed to help his new Business by Design students with things up here, with our money mindset. And what I realized, and what the Mind Your Money program allowed me to realize, is that prior to joining Business by Design, I had a ton of money and mindset blocks that were holding me back from making bold moves in my life and career. And that's one thing that I would urge all of you to do. You can take all the tactical and strategy and the how-to business classes that you want. Someone can hand you the exact recipe, like literally do this, do that, step 1 to step 10. This is going to do it. This is going to build your business. But if your mind's fucked up and you have blocks, if you're scarcity minded, if you have certain fears and blocks, someone could literally hand you the golden goose and your mind's not going to allow you to get there. So the first thing I did is I dove into this Mind Your Money program to help release some of these money blocks and mindset blocks. And one of those big, bold moves that I had thought about, but due to certain fears and money mindset and some scarcity issues that I had in my head, one of those bold moves is I had been thinking about going back to school during the pandemic to attend the Todoroff Acting Conservatory program. But before joining BBD, I was too scared to make the leap. And the reason it was a large investment, a bigger investment than I'd ever made in myself, in time, in money, and in efforts that would require to attend a full conservatory program and graduate. And in short, before Business by Design, I didn't believe in myself enough to invest the type of money that it takes to go back to school to a conservatory program. I didn't think I had it. I didn't think I could find the money. I was worried, like, okay, well, I know this is going to make me a better performer and make me more valuable and make me a stronger auditioner and a stronger actor and a stronger comedian. But I doubted. I was like, it's also going to, it's going to bankrupt me. I'm going to go broke. It's like, it was one of the biggest investments I'd ever been presented with. And I was too scared. But during listening to that Mind Your Money program, and throughout Business by Design, one of the things that James taught and teaches is that the transformation begins with the transaction, and that when we make the leap, the net appears. So it was so crazy because I enrolled in this business program, and one of the first things that it helped me do is make the biggest leap I've ever made in my performance career, and enrolling into a conservatory program. That transformation begins with the transaction means when you put skin in the game, when you have the courage to invest in yourself, to invest in your business, that activates you, that helps you grow. And the best example is with gym. Anyone who looking to improve your fitness and improve your health, it's no secret that moving your body and eating cleaner are two of the biggest keys. I think everyone knows. If I were to ask you, how do you get in better shape? How do you get better health? You could list off tons of things that you know would be the right things to do, and you could get free training and free lessons and free videos and all kinds of things on YouTube. Go to YouTube University. But until you have skin in the game, often we don't fully invest. We don't put ourselves in it. And in fitness, it's when you buy a gym membership, or more importantly, when you invest a little more into a personal trainer, meaning you know that someone else is tied to your success, someone else is going to show up, which makes you show up. You think, oh man, I'm now spending $500 a month with a personal trainer. I better show up. And that's what Business by Design immediately did to me. This new mindset at that time, it gave me the courage to invest over $20,000 into my own acting career by finally enrolling in a full conservatory program. And right away, it helped me make this leap to do something that it had been a lifelong bucket list dream of mine. So for me, at that point, before I even got into the tactical business strategy and tactics and processes and systems that Business by Design provides, the mindset lessons alone for me at that point, I already felt like they were worth the entire investment into Business by Design. And James, throughout the last year and a half, he's continued to help me start and continue to grow with a massive shift in my mindset. And really what I did is it's still a work in progress. I'm still getting there, but I've started to move my mindset from a scarcity-minded, starving artist to a thriving and abundant creator / CEO. And ultimately, rather than being passive in the business where I was always waiting for an email from an agent or from a casting director, waiting for a booker to tell me that I booked the show. Now I've created a business where it's going to sound catchy or campy, but I've created a business where literally I can create money on demand. I can create a new offer. I can send an email list out to our clients. I can proactively do things that generate income streams for me and for the business.